Hello everyone, welcome to Mindspeak on Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, the CEO and founder of Rocking Wheel, Mr. Yuvraj Aman Singh. First of all, I would like to begin by asking you, how did you deal with the pandemic, personally and professionally?
So personally, it was a very big change in life. It was a very bad. I lost a lot of loved ones in the pandemic.
Sure.
I lost my father. I lost one of the most, I would say, in my organization, one of the senior persons who was very close to me. He was with us for the last 10 to 12 years. So we lost a lot of people actually in this pandemic. And the trouble is that, what is written, you can't change. You can do whatever, but then that made us realize that there is a higher power that controls everything. Professionally, if you talk about business, we made sure that anybody who required whatever was given to him. So there was no reason where we did not help out people or did not do what we wanted to do for them. Now, apart from that, being a discount store and discount brand really helped a lot of people. So we ran 2 or 3 projects where we said that anybody who's lost a loved one will give a job. Anybody who's lost the bread earner will give a job. So there were many other people also who lost their jobs. In our organization, we give their wives or their children a job.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So we rolled that out. Plus, at the same time, because we do grocery, we started giving out things to people so that the poor could eat, and who could not get the food, we were giving out to a lot of places where they were making food and giving it to people poor and the people who were needy. So we did 2 or 3 things like this. At the same time, we did not, when you talk about salaries and packages and all of that, there was nobody really needed the money and was not given. So we tried our level best. We had oxygen cylinders in house where we were trying to, for our own staff, if at all somebody required it, we were helping them out and sending them out to them. So that is all that we did in the COVID time. Professionally, business-wise, we did not, it wasn't a big loss for us because we did have customers who were coming in to buy inventory because they were all branded, cheap stock that they wanted. But of course, the business went down, the overall sales went down. But overall, it was an experience which, I touch wood, I hope it never comes back to anybody to haunt. It gets over soon.
How does Rocking Wheel compare to its competitors in the market?
We were the first people who started this category in the country for excess and certified refurbished.
Sure.
So we've always been the leaders where when we started doing mobile phones, people did not understand the mobile phone business. By the time they understood the mobile phones business, we were more into other categories. By the time they understood those categories, we were into other categories. So they're still trying to catch up with us. Now we are many steps ahead where we are more of an excess inventory brand where all of these brands, the top brands, they showcase their inventories through our retail stores and they sell to the end customers. It's a gap that we're trying to build where we're saying that, okay, no matter what, there might be stock which might be excess for you, but it will be required by somebody else and should not be sold as new and your market should not be getting spoiled. So if you give heavy discounts on brands, the retail business and the distribution business of the brand gets affected. Now, if we talk about competition for us, we really do not have much. We do not have anybody that I would say that this is my competition. But yeah, there are a lot of small guys who are trying to replicate what we're doing. We always try being ahead of the game and ahead of the whole gameplay.
So was there any kind of a strategy change, especially after the pandemic, as compared to the one that you were running prior to the pandemic and the lockdown?
We've had a few strategy changes where I remember when we were in 2015, we were 100% dependent on mobile phones and 100% dependent on e-commerce platforms to sell those phones. So we had exclusive agreements with many brands. We were selling exclusively on ShopTools. We started selling refurbished mobile phones on Amazon. We were the first people for any e-commerce which was actually selling mobile phones, refurbished ones. Now, 2015 New Year's, I decided our dependability on mobile phones has to go down. Our dependability on e-commerce platforms to sell those phones has to go down. So that's why we then, in a way, we started doing other categories. So right now, as we speak, our dependability on mobile phones is 0%. And our dependability on e-commerce platforms to sell those products that we are doing is somewhere close to about 5%, 5 to 10%. Those are the kind of strategy changes that we do.
What are the core values of Rocking Deal, especially to excellence chart?
We are trying to deliver a branded inventory to our end customers at great prices. I mean, we are trying to give value to the customers. And we may have anything, a laptop which might be 10 lakh, 8 lakh, 10, a TV which might be 85-inch TV. So it depends. Now, the value add that we're giving is, we play very ethically, where we are trying to tell the customer the condition of the product. What generally happens in the country is that people buy refurbished, but they sell as new.
Okay.
Our ethics don't allow us to do that. So that was also one of the reasons why we shied off. We stopped doing mobile phones, because there was a lot of unethical practices in the market which were happening. Our ethics, in terms of telling the customer what we were actually providing them or selling them, a new has to go as new, excess has to go as excess, refurb has to go as refurb, and the pricing has to be as per the category. That is something that we've earned, and that is something that people trust us for.
What is the impact of the brand on consumers and shareholders? One, you have already mentioned value. So what is?
Value is the most important thing, I would say. At the same time, so trust through all that. I mean, we need to build up trust, because we're not selling sealed pack handsets or products or headsets or products that we are doing. We do apparel, we do shoes, we do watches, we do furniture, we do large appliances, small appliances, you name it, we do it. Speakers. But we don't do anything that is sealed packed to the most, because even the excess stock has to be checked. That trust that the product is okay and there is warranty and it will work for a long time, that is something that we've built up with the value. So that trust is very important, because there are a lot of people selling the same product all around the country, but people don't trust them. So it's like you buying a mobile phone from somebody that you don't know. You don't know what's inside, but somebody buying from me, because they know that at least these guys are ethical and they're trustworthy, they're not going to do anything hanky-panky. I mean, that's what the core value is as well. The trust that we're trying to build up and we've built up.
So any kind of program that you're running to retain the customers and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we have memberships where we retain, we have something like I would not take name of any other brand, but something like, first access, the customers get the new stock that we get. Okay. They get notifications when something new has come in. If they're a higher tier customer, they want something more high end. Let's say I get iPad or iPhone 13 Pros, I would send it to them. So that's the kind of interaction and that the message that we try to give to our members. So we do have members, we have a lot of customers, but then we have a lot of members as well who love to be, they pay something extra to be members, but then they get the value for that.
That's really nice. Which sustainable development goal Rocking Deal as a company practices or supports?
Number one goal is to be present in every town or every state at least, where we could showcase our inventory to people and they should understand the value of certified refurbished and excess inventory and, pre-owned as well. Now, why we want to do it is not only because of sales, we also have a reason of e-waste. We have a reason to save the planet. I mean, so e-waste is another reason, another goal that we have, that we should protect the world and we should try to refurbish the inventory so that before it goes down under the ground, it is used as many times as it can and it can be going to. So maybe a Nokia phone that you used 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that would be very useful to a person sitting in a village in West Bengal who just wants to pick up the phone and talk to somebody. He's not educated, but he knows how to at least talk on the phone. So those kind of things, we might not have a use of that. Even if I give that phone to you, we'll not even keep it with you, right? But for them, it's a necessity. It's really going to change their life, where they connect with the whole, family or friends or whoever they have around the country. So that connectivity is something as a goal also that we have, which also suffices with our idea of going to all the cities and also e-waste reduction. And apart from that, the third thing that we really feel is that, we should help. Okay, so the way we are trying to help the economy, the way we're trying to help people is by giving, instead of jobs, not just the jobs, but somebody who's not able to afford a brand new laptop, but then they get the same 50,000 rupee laptop for 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees with the scheme, with the pricing, with warranties. I mean, their usage is going to increase. So that's also one goal that we have, to help humanity, to help people who are not able to afford those expensive inventory, expensive products.
Sure. Sure.
And it helps them to grow as well in life. So overall, if you really look at it, I mean, it's a 360-degree kind of a solution that we're providing. And we're also helping the brands and companies who are not able to sell their inventory. So they might have excess inventory. There might be an artisan who must have made something somewhere at some time, and due to COVID, they're not able to sell it. Now, because they're not able to move it, they're not able to buy more inventory. Right. Now, maybe that design is old and there's a new design now, but they're not able to move that. So all that comes in and we sell that off to the end customers. Now that rotation of economy, that money going back to that person and then him going and buying more raw materials and making something else, that's also a solution. That's also a goal that we have. So all these four things together help, instead of three, I'd say four now. All these four things together, I mean, it's actually helping everybody. We are a bridge between a lot of gaps and a lot of problems which are there in the system, in the country, actually globally.
So according to you, what kind of steps government can take for the growth of this industry?
Government should certainly have people like us in every state. They should give us place to refurbish, grade inventory. Like every smart city should have a rocking deals. Every smart city in the country where people are educated, they have clothes, they have apparel, they have electronics. Now, every time you buy a new smartwatch or you buy a new fitness band, you don't know what to do with it. I mean, the older ones are in your drawers and your son or your daughter would also not use it. Forget your children. Your wife is going to throw it at you. I mean, she's going to be like, what the hell are you giving me? I want a more advanced product, right? So all of those products, where are they going? So there should be a rocking deals in every state or every smart city where people are educated and they can bring in or they can send in their inventories, where we give them a value for that. We take that in, we certify it, we give it to the people who really require it. There'll be a lot of people who require that fitness band, which you don't want, but they don't want to buy the latest one. They're happy with the older model because all they want is calories to be counted. Now, that is the bridge that we would like to build in. At the same time, the government should support us in, setting it out, telling the citizens that, okay, if you bring that in, you're helping the poor as well. You're getting a value out of it also. We're not going to take it free. We will give them money. You're getting money out of it. You're getting value out of it. You're helping the poor. At the same time, you're helping the whole, the country as well in terms of e-waste and the waste that you have. So that is something that the government must do. And we tried speaking to a lot of smart cities, but the governments are changing and a lot of things. We've got invited by a few people as well. But then I feel it's a super hit and it's a very good idea where from the HNIs and the rich, it's going to people who can't afford it. And from it's a mismatch. It's like it's a matching proposition for a lot of the people who like a lot of it. There might be a furniture piece that you don't like, but there might be something which I would love. Maybe that's something that you don't like, but I love. So all that, so going to scrap can be certified, can be checked, tested, graded, and then can be sold to somebody who requires it. So that is the whole bridge that we could, have in these, and the government would be playing a big, big role in that.
Sure.
Circular economy, the circular shopping, all of that globally is doing wonders. It's $1 billion business. Yeah. India, we have to start doing it now.
So where is your organization headed in the next few years in terms of your future plans?
So we're opening a lot of retail stores across the country. And with those retail stores, we would, so as we speak, we have 9 in the pipeline. We already have 40 which are operational. We will reach a lot of customers. So our basic focus is to get more brands, more product, and at the same time open more stores. So that's the goal that we have. We don't actually run after turnovers. We run after more of a solution to a problem. So that's what we're planning to do. And in the next 2-3 years, you'll see us in many more cities, and you'll see us doing, getting many more brands, which would be available to a lot of the customers to use and feel.
So is there any plan to open some new verticals or providing some new services apart from the existing one?
We will be getting into e-waste, where we will, end-to-end solution to anything that comes in. The waste goes through. We already signed up for that. We already taken a place for that. There's another vertical that we do, but we're going to do more work on that, which is refurbishment for other people, other brands, other companies. There'll be a lot of companies who would want their products to be tested, refurbished, graded so that they can replace those inventories with the new ones to the customers who have problems with it, or repair them, or they could even sell them as refurbished. So that's another vertical that we have that we are going to work very hard towards, not just selling, also the service bit of it. Apart from that, we're also getting into circular economy. That is something which is, I was talking about, the bridge from H&Is to people who require branded inventory. So we're going to do that. So that's something that is on the agenda, and we're going to start doing that very, very soon.
So my last question to you, how does it feel about Rocking being awarded as the prestigious Brands of Asia 2022?
We feel very, very proud. Thank you so much for giving us that award, and we feel very, very proud, and we make sure that we become not just the top 50 brands of Asia, of the globe, and we'll keep that mark for sure. And we're very proud, the whole company is very proud, and we're very thankful for the award. Thank you.
Okay, I wish you all the best. It was very insightful talking to you. Lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.